Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody all around the world, and thank you for joining us today for another Left 4 Dead 2 competitive shoutcast. My name is MK. I will be your solo caster and cameraman for today. I do want to do a quick shout out before we start, and do thank Elliot and Infested Soul for trying to co-cast with me. Unfortunately, my PC cannot handle screen sharing on Discord and streaming at the same time. Since we have too many languages, there are no co-casters in-game. They will be doing it from Discord for better pings for the teams.
Hell. I'm hanging. Oh, you want?
Do a little audio adjustment. But as far as the teams that are playing today, we're going to have Team Lost in the Sauce playing against Team Amagami. And this is going to be see who stays in the top 8 for this tournament. We don't have anybody readying up quite yet. We'll wait for Rising. But right now, the top 8 teams are Sad Boys, Star, Mingoose Family, South Stars, Team Simp, Fear Factory, Lost in the Sauce, and Babylonia. Right now, those are the people in the top 8 according to the scoring system, and how the teams have the same scores and how it differs, tiebreakers and whatnot. So those are the top 8 teams on right now. So at the moment, Amagami's on the outside looking in. They're trying to change that by getting a W today. We're going to wait a little bit for Rising to return, but that's where we're at as far as the top 8 for the tournament, and where everybody is trying to get their playoff shot. Remember, it's not top 16. It is only the top 8. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get that playoff shot. So there might be some teams that are 4-2 and don't make it in. It's very possible. Probably is going to happen. But we're just waiting for a few more ready-ups to get this game alive. But there will be another tournament match tomorrow. We'll go over times when that time comes. And here we go. We're starting as live. Amagami's going to go first as Survivor. Lost in the Sauce as Infected. Boomer, Smoker, Charger, Hunter. Opening attack for Team Lost in the Sauce. The Charger rockets in. Doesn't get anybody hit. Hunter gets skeeted. And it looks like a Smoker pull goes out. And that's really good clears by Team Amagami. Taking no damage. Just a 1 boom going out. And that is a good take by them. 1 game neutral, everybody on Red Pig. For Team Amagami, we have Mayuyu, YOLO, Alice, and Rage Quit Noob. For Lost in the Sauce, Rising Sheep, Hydro, and Sloppy Wolf. And the first tank of the game for Lost in the Sauce will be in the hands of Rising, as the Hunter gets a decent separation, gets a couple scratches with that jockey. The Spitter dies off last. And now Rising will take a little bit of chip for throwing that rock. It doesn't land, and now the survivors can choose what they want to do for this tank fight as they switch weapons to the chip Uzis. 3 Uzis, 1 shotgun, pretty standard. And Rage Quit Noob will be the shotgun player for Amagami. And it looks like they want to play this forward, trying to not let this tank have any rage on the first pass when he converts over to the top of the roof of the waterfront market building. Okay, it looks like Amagami is, well, they're playing this really aggressive. Boomer comes in, does manage to get 1.
This stuff sucks.
And some comments are coming from the front, pretty far away. Alright, they should all die by the time the tank commits, so that was more or less just a sack. Ranzigawa. Shout out to you, my friend. Alright, Rise is going to make the transfer over to go up top. He's lost a lot of HP. 47-17 already. He's already down 20% of his HP. And here's the commit from Rising's tank. Down 4K before he hits the ground. There goes the early pull. He gets a punch on the Nick. Another punch on the Nick. He's down to 1800 HP. He switches over to Rochelle. Another punch on to Rochelle. The Hunter falls in the water. And the tank dies before any SI lands.
Reloading.
That Hunter, somebody clip that. Hunter falls in the water, not able to get anything, but Rising's tank did spread the damage. He chose not to get the in cap on Mayuyu and switch to get 2 punches on Rage Quit Noob. But that was a lot of chip he took before he even crossed over to the building, going down to 4700 HP, and the SI chose not to make a play on it. And man, they're going through the alley really quick. And they get through it. The Boomer gets a nice 3-boom. The spit will land on the Pounce guy. The Boomer coming in for a stumble. They get the stumbles, and he doesn't go out of it. And that's a lot of damage. And they even break open the DB 10%. They get the health bonus under 50%. That was a pretty good attack there after the tank. I didn't even get to see what their bonus was post-tank. Amagami held W so fast. And I don't think that Lost in the Sauce gets another hit. They'll walk in with that 400 bonus. And yes, they do. There it is. 400 points. 60% bonus. Not bad from Amagami. And can't get pings. Sorry, I post pings, but can't do it.
Oh, I'm just happy to be off that boat.
All right, first chapter, one half is over. Amagami did a pretty impressive job in the first chapter, putting up 700 points. A little bit more than 60% of the possible score. 60.6 to be exact, but now he flops sides, Lost in the Sauce. Survivor, ready to go. Opening attack, tri-cap with boom. No jockey.
All right.
Alright, Smoker wants to go from a pull forward. The Smoker will land. It's cleared right away. The Charger will get a fist and a slam. Or no slam, or gets actually...
Reloading.
Charger got a lot more. Wait, what? Alright, so the Charger does 24 damage. I don't know how he manages 24 damage out of that, but he gets all the damage goes out onto Hydro. And maybe some of the M2 sounds from the Charger punch didn't register for us, but he definitely got some punches on him. And there we go. The first tank for Amagami will be in the hands of Rage Quit Noob. Jockey gets M2'd and it does get killed. The Boomer does get a nice 2-boom. There's a proxy stumble. And we might see the tank make a play, but it'd be really risky, though. Nope, he just transitions over to the building. This is a throwback building over here where survivors used to have to go. Alright, he trans over to the building. And they don't chip him quite as much as they did Rising. He only loses 500. He might commit. He still has some common. And he's making his way in with a tri-cap, no jockey. Smokers again, but it's a 2-charge. He gets a punch onto the double charge target. Another punch. There is a pull target. The Hunter does land. There's a 2-cap. He's got to get it clear. And he's got a shotgun. It is clear. Rage Quit Noob has a lot of HP. Rising is full. Oh my gosh, that is so much damage. And this is going to end up being a wipe. There is absolutely no way he's going to survive this. He tries to get a long arm. He doesn't get it. There he does get a punch. He punches him on the other side. And that is a wipe going out to Lost in the Sauce. And they just don't focus him enough. Eat a double charge. And the rest is history. What a take there by Amagami with their infected play. Beautiful job. They land a 2-boom. The Survivor team does not play aggressively, and that is the consequence for it. But wow, in what a way we did not expect this match to start, but it is no way close to being over. Alright guys, we go into map 2 of this tournament match. We did see Amagami make safe room with 60.6% of the bonus. Lost in the Sauce did get wiped. They do have 3 more chapters to make up. Map 4 is worth quite a bit, so is map 3. We do have an event tank, so there's a lot of possibilities here. And the Charger does land a 2-charge! The spit gets blocked though. The jockey is not able to make a play on it, and they actually clear it quite nicely, but that is not a bad amount of damage.
Reloading. Hey, look out. I'm a reload.
Alright, that is 1 hit in the books. They do take about 7% of their bonus with that opening hit. That's not bad by Lost in the Sauce. They want to get a little more. They do have a 2-2 win coming with the Charger and the Smoker. It's going to be a little difficult to get damage out here by the Gazebo. Let's see if the infected choose to relocate, and looks like they're doing so.
Reloading.
We have guns here.
All right, there is a one boom.
Reload.
Infected don't look like they're going to make a play off of it. Nope, looks like they're going to be patient.
Reload.
Set up for the alley.
Reloading.
Through here.
This is an interesting call now. We should see the infected team hopefully be able to land their charger and kill it first, and probably hold on to that spitter, or else kill charger spitter first. All right, there goes a smoker. They're going to set it up. There's the charge. They'll get the spit, and the spitter will remain alive. I don't know about the death order. I think the charger did die first after all. I could be wrong.
Looks like they're routing.
I was
people
paying
over
attention a
here.
little too much to the spitter there, but they get 10% more off their bonus. That was a pretty good hit by Lost in the Sauce, if I say. Be very happy with that.
Let's go. Let's go.
Now the event is started. Let's see if they do get that charger. They do. Great sack order. They do get a 2-2, but it's a good hit. They just need to relocate for this following hit before tank. And here it goes. We should see it come in. Hunter's going to come from the front. Charger comes in from the back. They do land a 2 cap in the spit. It's going to be both. Boomer tries to get a stumble. He does get a stumble on Coach. And that's a lot of damage coming out. That'll take the bonus down to 71.1% with along with some spitter scratches at the end under Rochelle. And there we go. We have the second tank of the game for Lost in the Sauce in the hands of Hydro. We should see Hydro throw this tank in right away. Looks like he's not going to waste any time. Here he makes his way in. And he looks like he's going to get Rochelle right away. He might have the angle. No, he doesn't. He's going to rely on his SI. There's the early pull. He gets a punch onto Coach. He switches, gets a double. They're meleeing him. He's down to 1k HP. He gets a double. The jockey lands. He lands another punch. Oh, and he's dead. And they managed to kill him off. What a tank fight. They did so much damage to him. Not able to get the wipe there. Amagami whips out the melees, does a lot of damage to him. They take the bonus down to 300, aka 27.2% of the bonus left.
Get to the alarm.
I think Lost in the Sauce will be happy. They probably wanted a wipe though, but now at least they have a little bit more time to try to eliminate the rest of the health bonus on this map. Charger gets stuck, and then the spitter and charger do die first. But unfortunately for that charger, he was not able to get over that awning, and they're only able to take 15 points off of their bonus right now. Amagami so far doing a pretty good job holding on to it. They're going to be fast a little bit longer, so I do think the SI will get at least 2 more opportunities, depending on how much they can salvage from this next hit. All right, that door is going to open any second. SI should be coming in now. The charger rockets in. I think it was a little late. And they get the stumbles in the spit. Good job by them. They will get Alice slow, so Alice is going to be bringing up the rear. They find an extra set of pills, so even though they killed Tank, they'll pop them. They pop the pills. And this will be the final hit that they get. Hunter trying to find a target. Hunter does find a target. Spit, pre-spit, does get damage. But all right. Amagami will take 3 SI attacks post-tank and only lose 111 points of their bonus. Good job at holding on to that. 2-chapter score of 1388. And now Lost in the Sauce needs to win this round to mount the comeback. They're only down a couple hundred a point, so if they can make up about 200 per chapter, they are right back in this tournament match. Alright, here we go on to chapter 2, second side of this tournament match. Yu and his crew jump over to Infected. Rising and his squad switch over as well. Charger, Spitter, Jockey, and the Hunter for the opening hit. Pretty much what a lot of players would pretty much agree with me. This is the best hit you can get for damage in Left 4 Dead. Cheeky spawn from that hunter, just coming by from the compact. Alright, they now know where the hunter is. See if they try to rush that and skeet it. Alright, here they come. Charger rockets in. He eats the charge and the pounce around the corner. What is Nick doing? Sheep got a little too aggressive there, making himself in an area where he can't be cleared. And costs his Sheep 63 of his HP. No ski goes out there. Right now, the amount of damage that Lost in the Sauce have taken equivalents. 3 SI attacks are going to go for a pull on Rising. It does get cleared right away. They land a boom, though. The jockey's going to come from the front. The Charger's going to try to land. Oh, and that's going to be a dead jockey and Charger last. So we got a 2-2 coming in with the Hunter and the Smoker. Good job by Lost in the Sauce shutting down that attack. As long as they can take this next hit pretty clean, it'll be an even swipe as far as damage done with 3 SI attacks. Right now, Amagami sending spawns in fast. Nice skeet, spit delay coming out. Smoker doesn't get anything. And there we go. Clean take. Boomer going to probably get one. Nope. There we go, guys. We now have a pretty even take by both sides due to Amagami's 2 SI takes after the first one. Not doing much damage at all. About even. To come down the next hit. Keep in mind they did not sack right here. But yeah, no, they'll get it. I'm sorry, they will get it. They'll get spit.
And let's go, let's go.
The second time they get this hit.
Watch out.
This is potential here. The jockey goes for the back. The stumbles. The Charger lands. They land a 2-cap in the back. And Rising's going to take the spit damage. All right, so we'll do a quick recap. Since the tank is about to spawn, Lost in the Sauce is taking the attack slightly better, not much, but right now they're ahead about 8.2%, I believe it is. And here is the second tank of the game for Amagami in the hands of YOLO. Let's see if the Survivor team can set up and position themselves properly. They should be 2-2, shotguns in the middle. All right, now they should stay 2-2. This is a good take by the Survivor team. That's an early pull. They don't clear it, though. Okay, so they're going to guarantee the early corner. And the Commons hit Nick from behind. The jockey does land. YOLO's at 3K. He misses a punch. He gets another punch onto Sheep. And I think he should die here. He jumps on the wrong side. And there it is. A good take there by Lost in the Sauce. That is what they needed. They're going to sacrifice another 5% of their bonus by incapping Sheep and picking him up. Just so he'll be quicker. All right, so right now they have that point delta they want to break into, over 200 right now. Right now that delta is sitting at about 300, depending on how much more they can hold on. They'll get one more extra set of pills post-event. DB at 42%. Charger wants to come off the bond, and Charger just gets a punch, gets melted. Hunter wants to land. It does. The spitter lands as well. The Hunter clear is slow, and they got Death Spit in the front, and he has to back through it. Sloppy will lose a lot of bonus from that, sitting at 398, and they didn't even turn off the event yet.
Hey, look out, look out.
All right, while they wait for one more hit, let's see where these pills are real fast. All right, pills are right after there. We'll have to grab those. Sloppy's probably going to hold on to these pills. Remember, they walk in with 188 bonus. At the current moment, they're ahead a little bit more than 200. They want to try to hold on to all of this. They'll pop that boomer. And I'm pretty sure that Amagami is going to hold on to this, and Lost in the Sauce is not going to waste any time. They know they're down to spawn. And, okay, they're not going to make a play on the back ones. I thought for a minute they were debating on it. And it's going to be a quad try, I believe. Nope, spit. This is better yet. I think they'd rather have this. All right, they grab the extra set of pills. Sheep is going to pop them so he can be fast. Sloppy's going to hold on to the pills. He knows it's one hit no matter what. All right. 207-point lead right now for Lost in the Sauce. Let's see if they can hold on to that delta.
Not dead yet.
Survivor's taking this cautiously. Oh, the charger fell. The survivors won't know it, but the charger fell, and they push forward. They're probably wondering what the heck's going on because the charger misspawned. And that charger, oh, it does land anyways, and there's a pull in the back. It turns out to be a pretty good amount of damage, but Lost in the Sauce will win. But what a turn of events. I can't believe that charger landed, though. All right, they break some points into that, and they'll win the round. Let's see what the total will be. 836 to 688, so they break in the points. They have 968 to 1388 altogether. So they broke that point delta below, I think it's 420. It's 420 right now, the point difference. For those keeping score at home, those people that are smokers, light up. The point differential is 420. Actually, I think my math is wrong. I think it's 480. But I really wanted it to be 420.
Ready?
I think I'm right. No, yeah. Got too excited.
Son of a bitch!
All right, here we go. Map 3 of this tournament match. So far, the first round was by Amagami. They secured a wipe. Lost in the Sauce broke into the delta by a couple hundred points. Now, let's see if they can break it into even more. But that's not a tank. You want to see 85%. Jockey rockets in, gets M2'd. The charger lands on somebody's head. The hunter does find a target. They get the spit. It does land on my Yu. So they salvage some damage out of that. 2 points onto Alice, 18 onto my Yu. Rage Quit, Noob, and YOLO remain at 100 HP. 3.5% was taken as far as damage.
Look here.
Now they go around the next choke point. They are blitzing it. One survivor did make a move for the Magnum. And we should see an attack coming up like right now. Here comes the boomer. It misses. There goes a pull. A nice 2 cap in the back. Unfortunately, the jockey didn't make his strafe jump to cover that. I didn't see who the jockey was. The jockey died last. And that was either Sheep or Sloppy Wolf, unable to make that strafe jump with their jockey. And that could have been so much more damage, but they do get 10% over 2 hits. Averaging 5% per hit is not too shabby, but you might want a little bit more when you're down a couple hundred points going into map 3 of your tournament match. Looks like they want to pounce. They'll pounce. The charger, oh, they misplayed this big time. The charger misses too. The spitter's going to go, and he's going to be safe from the spit.
Okay, stop shooting me.
And that attack looked a little rushed from Lost in the Sauce.
Some kind of war going on out here.
And now Amagami is just holding W. And now they're in danger of, or Lost in the Sauce in danger of, if they don't hit now, they're going to be able to rush the hole. I think it's already too late. You just need to sack the boomer. Actually, they can't even do that anymore. This is what they have for the hole. Survivor movement by Amagami is very impressive. Bolting through the map very quickly, not having a charger for the hole on the other side is probably not benefit to the infected team. They probably do want one.
That time, unbeknownst to Keith, they paved over it.
All right, and they're down.
Is now the best time?
Okay.
All right, and it looks like they're gonna just be content with waiting for an attack as soon as they come up on the other side of the hole here. All right, they'll get a 1 boom. All right, 2 are up. All right, there's a pounce on the bottom. There's a pull on the bottom too. Unfortunately, they couldn't capitalize on it. I think the jockey came from the wrong area. The jockey and the smoker should have came from behind, not the hunter and the smoker. But either way, they do chip down another 6% off the bonus, get it down to 84.3. Right now, that is sitting very high for Amagami. It's a very big bonus. The charger lands. The spit will land too. It's a good attack. They needed some damage. Jockey stumble in the spit too. All right. They more than double their damage off that hit. They went from 87 down to 73%. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It was 84, so it was 11% there. Got a little excited.
Weapons here!
That charger missed. The hunter doesn't get anything. And now this is the third tank of the game in the hands of Sloppy Wolf for his team. Looks like he's not choosing to bring any hitables or anything in play. Okay, he is going to try for it now. Oh no. Their tank crashed. So now the tank has crashed, which is really unfortunate. This causes a lot of problems. So their tank crashed. Their tank will automatically go to second pass. It switches to sheep. And this tank might go AI. Alright, does give sheep a grace period at least. But it doesn't allow him to get his car in play, which is really unlucky. It is really unlucky for Sloppy Wolf. Alright, sheep has got to make his way in. They heard the hunter and they all stopped shooting. Alright, he's getting his own corner. He gets his first punch by himself. Switches to Rochelle. He's down to 2k HP. He kills the jockey. Hunter gets skeeted. He's getting good punches though. He's spreading the love. And that will be sheep dead. He does spread the love. He gets a lot of spread and damage. All the pills but one will be pop, but the DB is perfectly protected. And that's 300 points. Unlucky for Lost in the Sauce to suffer a crash during the tank. But they did salvage it. Sheep gets an extra grace period at least to give him some time to get in play. But Sloppy Wolf wanted to try to bring his car in. And I don't think he had any time. But okay, the jockey goes in. The spit. Nice two-boom. Smoker pull in the back. Spitter should run away. Run away, Spitter. Run away, Spitter. Alright, Spitter finally runs away. Get a despawn. Delay for your team. Find an extra set of pills so their bonus goes up. And they'll get in the safe room before the spit can land. And they'll walk in with a pretty good bonus of 514. It can definitely be beaten, but it's going to be a little rough for Lost in the Sauce.
Guys, this does not look good.
All right, second half of map 3. Tank 85%, opening hit, tri-cap with spit. Best hit in the game you can get. This will be the first time that Amagami hits with this attack.
This freeway's gotta hook up with the bridge.
All right, Charger and Jockey both rocket in. As Jockey is still not cleared yet, and Sloppy Wolf is getting destroyed. Wow. 15% damage goes out on the Sloppy Wolf with the opening hit. No skeets of the Hunter go out. The Hunter spawns up, pure distraction. And Sloppy gets jocked, and the rest was history right there. He has to pop set of pills. Hydro and Sheep just take a little bit of chip. Rising remains at 100. Bonus sitting at 1,094. There goes the Smoker pull, pulls him out of the spit. Rising is alone. And spawns are down, so they do take that hit a little bit better. Alright. They navigate over the bus. Sheep getting punched by a few common in the back. Another common slap.
Reloading.
But alright, they try to make a jock move on the survivor. Alright, they're in. There goes a Smoker pull. Jockey jumping around, just not able to find anybody. The Charger misses too. There's a triple proxy. There's a lot of boomer damage going out. That bonus is already down to 72.6. A lot of damage already, guys. You had to pass pills to Sloppy. Sloppy has no choice but to pop pills. They will find 2 extra set of pills. They're both coming up along the path. They're going to slow down a little bit to clear out the commons chasing from behind. But again, just a loss in this loss, moving slower than Amagami. Amagami just getting much more attacks in. Say a lot of people on Lost in the Sauce. Sheep, Hydro, Sloppy Wolf rising. Some top tier players here. Sloppy played on some good teams. Hydro, Sheep. Played on a lot of top teams, but they just got to get that chemistry together. Amagami's been playing together for quite some time, so their chemistry's a little bit more in sync. All right, Charger coming through. Charger's going to land a double charge. The spit will miss, but the slams are going out. The clears are slow. And Sloppy Wolf is going to have to munch down more pills. They're not passing the pills. All right. So they're being stingy. They don't want to help Sloppy Wolf. Sloppy's about to be at 1 HP. And Sloppy is down.
Got him.
There goes the Hunter landing. Jockey coming in. Spit delay's going to go out. That's going to probably allow Amagami another hit on the other side.
You shoot me again.
YOLO's going to be up. They'll have at least 3. This thing, Lost in the Sauce, need to move faster. I think it's just not fast enough right now.
Watch yourself.
Alright, one's up. Smoker pole gets cleared.
Hunter on Rochelle.
Pounce on the bottom. Okay, they do get a quick clear. Oh no, and the Charger lands too. It's going to be 1 slam onto Rising, 2 slams onto Rising, 3 slams. It's an in cap.
That's my brother. Look out! Reloading.
Right now it seems like the wheels are falling off for Lost in the Sauce. They're going to lose this chapter.
Everyone.
They're going to lose the delta that they broke into. And not only that, they're probably going to be slow for this tank. I haven't been keeping track really well, but I think that's the 6th SI attack that they've taken. Alright, Smoker misses. This is going to be number 7. Jockey coming up, gets M2 to kill. There goes the Smoker pole, gets cleared. Boomer doesn't get anything. Spit goes for nothing, pretty much.
Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man.
That's a much better take there by Lost in the Sauce. Bonus still sitting at 360. You're going to need to take this tank clean for hopes of mounting a comeback on map 4. Right, the Charger comes from another zip code. Spit goes on to nothing, but that is yet an 8 SI attack before the tank from Amagami compared to Lost in the Sauce. I think that only got 5 before the tank. Alright, 3rd tank for Amagami in the hands of Mayu. Mayu just realized that they're pushing. He's going to just push straight in. Alright, this is the commit. What a long arm onto Rising. Another punch onto Rising. He's getting panned from behind. There goes the early pull. He gets a punch. Might get a double. Then he gets one more punch. There goes a pull. Alright, they do pounce the 1 in the back. There's a jock forward. Mayu still has 2100 HP. He's going to eat the rock. Can they melt down this tank? They're going to get double punched. Nope, it's going to be another wipe. And that is it. Lost in the Sauce gets wiped again by Amagami. Gonna go down just shy 900 points into map 4 of Parish. So we need to see an early tank for the possibility of a comeback here. Anything over 35%, GG. And that's what they don't want to see. That's a 58% tank spawn on a map that's 700 distance. So they're going to be at 2850 minimum. So whew, they're going to need 700 bonus if they can wipe with tank. But all right, let's see if they could do it. Opening hit, 2-2. Jockey Hunter as the cappers. See what they can make do with the jockey's gonna try to find a target. Does land, Hunter does cover. That's a nice 2-cap that goes out there. Still not cleared on the jockey. There's a lot of damage coming out there. Just shy of 8%. Still some more damage coming out there. 2-2. That's a good way to capitalize with the placement of the infected, capping the 2 survivors that were separated. They only have 2 shotguns now. Then no, they switched now, I believe. I'm thinking now, nope. 3 Uzis, 1 shotgun. They capped the shotgun first, so there was no quick shutdown on spawns. Took the pills points off, just shy of it. 6 more points. Smoker misses his pull. The Charger rockets in. They do land a. Wait, what? Did that Hunter get skeeted so high in the air that it died over here? I didn't even see. Oh, there it is. What a skeet!
Reloading.
Alright, here's their attack. They need to get Sloppy his tank. I'll probably spec up here. Hunter gets shut down.
Smoke around these parts.
Nice 2 boom. It keeps giving sheep the tank. It won't give the tank to Sloppy. And all right, here is the 4th tank of the game, and it's going to be a Hydro tank. So Hydro will get a 2nd tank. Sloppy will not get one. It's just unfortunate. It just wouldn't give the spawns right. And not only that, there goes the pole. Nice tri-cap, but they're going to be able to clear their friend. And unfortunately for Lost in the Sauce, Hydro was not able to cut off.
That'll keep me for a bit.
As the tank is in the room, we might see the tank commit right away. Nope, okay, it doesn't commit.
That is. That'll hold me.
Trying to bait them to running in.
Nightstick.
Whew.
He
Gotta
wants
keep
them to
it
do
tight.
it. It's just not working. He's going to commit off the roof. And he is in. And he misses his first punch. He gets a double, though. He's already down 3K already. One more punch to get an in-cap. He's down to 2,300 HP. There's the in-cap goes out. The Charger does land. The Jockey does land. They get 2 people down. There's only 1 person up, and it's Coach. Oh, no, it isn't. How does Rochelle not down? There's the in-cap. There goes the punch. And the tank is dead. Coach is the only person up here. There is going to be a Jockey coming in to mess with this.
Good. Same as always. Back.
Goes to spitter delay.
That long neck bitch hit me. You ain't right, but let's get you up and moving.
Damn! Ah!
Could use some help here. Hey, look out!
You gonna stay down with a little scratch like that? No.
And there goes the Hunter. Hunter dies. I don't know if they can clear this. No, they won't. They get the wipe. All right. So now it's possible. Let's do a little math here, guys. 20. They are down. What is it? 1,400
Don't be
points.
leaving me.
1,404. So they need 704 bonus to survive. It is possible. But it is very hard to get 700 points on this map. It is very, very difficult. They cannot suffer an in-cap during this tank. But at least we can end this tournament match with the possibility of a comeback. It is not over. Alright, opening attack 2-2 with the Jockey and the Hunter. Lost in the Sauce did a great job on capitalizing on damage. And they're going to go quickly. The Hunter gets skeeted. It's going to be a spit delay. Amagami is content.
That one's mine.
Nice boomer shutdown. Let's see if they sack the spit.
Heads up. Hey, look
Knock
out.
that shit out.
Nope, they're going to hold on to it. They know they get a charger. Spit delay. No damage. They'll reposition to the street.
Going with the machine gun.
It still has about a couple more seconds to wait before it can spit again. Alright. Smoker jockey. Charger spitter.
I'm a reload.
Potential for some good damage from Amagami. Lost in the Sauce needs all of their bonus. Only lost 0.2% so far. Just one common slap from behind onto Sloppy Wolf. Alright, Smoker's giving itself away. The jockey comes from the other side. The charger rockets off. The charger will miss. And that is pretty good take by Lost in the Sauce. Smoker and Spitter are going to hold on. Which means they're going to get a Boomer and a Hunter, I believe. It'll be 2-2, retro attack accompanied by the Spitter. Indeed it is. This is preferably a favorable set of spawns for Lost in the Sauce run back as well. So far, everything's in favor of Lost in the Sauce for their comeback, but still tank has not been taken. There goes a boom, and one boom will land. The Hunter covers. His clears are slow. Okay, they get the clears. They lost a lot of damage from that 2-2 though, but they will be able to get the tank up and run back. Wow, they got a long way to go. I didn't realize how far they had to go. Alright, they get the tank up. They start their retreat. Spawns are up. Spitter will delay. Alright, just a little bit of spit damage. That wasn't even that much. And now they're going to send everything in here. The charger misses his charge. He falls off. The spit will die. They'll delay it. So they'll do a good job on delaying the survivors. They won't allow them to take the pool room. The final tank of the game for Amagami will be in the hands of Alice. Alice getting a car. Just wants to make sure Lost in the Sauce doesn't move inside. Right now they have a 2-cap with Boom, and the hittable is in play. They're relocating to the inside. Okay, alright, he's not going to go for Rising right away. This is an interesting call here. He does get a punch, though. He gets another punch onto Rising. Alright, here comes the cappers. They got to shut down the attack, and it's a 2-cap. Alright, they get the clear. The Boomer comes in. He gets another punch, and that's a lot of damage. Oh, there's a triple boom. It stumbles everybody, including the tank, and no final punch from the tank. But I think they've already taken too much damage. As they can't find Rising, they didn't realize he dropped down. Alright, they see what it is upon pickup. 823 bonus. And they're already gobbling down pills. Cheap has to pop too. Oh, I don't know, guys. I think that might be a GG. I think Amagami's tank did enough. Right now they have 1 point above the delta that they need. They can still find 2 sets of pills. Charger does land. No slams. Jockey lands. Everything's cleared pretty quickly. But that will bring this match to an end. Even if they find the extra 2 sets of pills, it'll pop an additional 70 points. Good try by Lost in the Sauce. Alright, they do find an extra set of pills, pops it up to 558. They've already confirmed maps 1 through 4. There goes the charge. Nice clears. And right now, the amount of shotguns that Lost in the Sauce has is crazy. 3 shotguns, no Uzis. Right now, Lost in the Sauce is trying to make the point delta as close as they can. I highly doubt we play map 5, guys, because
Look out!
who plays map 5 on Parish, to be honest.
Reloading!
Boomer's around.
2-2, Jockey Charger. Jockey will find his target. Charger misses. Eventually gets killed. Cut down by Hydro. Spit delay. Does not make it. Lost in Sauce will transition to the other side of the event. Make it through this, the small alley. Smoker is the first spawn, well, second spawn up. There's a pull back. Hunter's gonna grab somebody real easy here. Spitter already is spat. Incap goes down onto Rising, and now they got someone going for a ride because they eat the jockey. Hydro is going to get Incap. Can't bang that. Wall bang that. Charger misses. Boomer gets popped. Alright, that's it. Spawn's shut down. Good job there by Sloppy. Pick up their survivor bonus and jack back up to 184, but they lost a lot of bonus right there. The DB goes down so fast when the DB is open.
All right, I gotta call Uncle here. I need some help.
And they do find both sets of pills, so they did get that additional 70, but exhausted some of their health in the meantime. Right, Hunter tries to find a target, doesn't. Dies in the process. Boomer goes out. Spit doesn't find a target either. And now Lost in the Sauce will resume their crawl. As Hydro is getting the crap beat out of him by Commons as he's the only one. Boom. His teammates are up ahead. Rising does stay behind.
Y'all, I'm hurt.
This beat all. I'm about to die.
Alright, Smoker, this was a distraction. Eventually pulls the middle guy. Charger gets a punch down on Sheep. Hunter will find a target. Boomer will come in for a proxy, equaling to 2 booms. Or 2 boom targets, more like it. Alright, that will be Rising black and white. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Sheep was one picked up. Rising is black and white. The bonus that they have now is the pills and HP. Spit's going to go for a delay. It's going to land on Rising. Rising will not die yet, but have 2 survivors split 2 and 2. They eat a 2 charge, though. Sloppy gets 1 slam. Sloppy loses all of their bonus.
Thanks.
Right, Smoker goes for an early pull just to get the ink cap onto Hydro. Gets it. Boomer gets a nice 3 boom on the other side of the car. Spit goes for a delay. Boomer doesn't get the stumble. But man, they're really trying to wipe Lost in the Sauce. Amagami showing face here. Saying we might have won, but you're not going to survive. Comes out for Rochelle. Gets an M2 on the jockey and killed. Rising's at 18 HP. Hydro's at 29. Black and white. Sheep's at 3. Bleeding. Holding on to that bonus. Hunter goes into the safe room. Charger's running into the safe room. Smoker gets a pull.
Look out! Hey, we got a safe room ahead.
Reloading.
Right, they want to try to kill somebody.
Damn it, I'm covered in goo. Looks like it's me.
Charger misses. They get an in cap, but no deaths.
I know
We're
you're
a
tough,
team.
but we gotta get
Come
you
get
healed
me.
quick like.
And they think that will be the tournament
Oh,
match.
Holy
That will
shit.
be it. That will be Amagami getting the win over Lost in the Sauce with a campaign score 28-38.
Got this just for you.
Lost in the Sauce 21-66.